AUDIOGATE. The explanation for AUDIOGATE is it was Ludwig's fault. He fucked everything up. Wasn't me. I did everything perfectly. Ludwig came and sabotaged our podcast. Ludwig made us think that he was coming on to help us boost views because we're a new podcast, and he was like lending a helping hand as like a seasoned podcaster and creator. But in reality, he was coming to sabotage our podcast because our Patreon numbers have been going up and up steadily, and he doesn't like that we're yoinking his Patreon subs. Classic Elwig. New drama just dropped. That's right. New drama. Elwig came and sabotaged. I went in there. I set up all the mics perfectly, accurately. And then I go to take a piss at Hassan's house. And during that time, my suspicion, I don't have proof, but my suspicion is that Ludwig went into that room and slightly unhooked the jack of the USB mic to make it sound like shit. Just a little bit. Not enough to take it out completely, but enough to cause some audio distortion. That's my running theory. It's the only one that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense, really. Does my cam look weird? I can't. Slightly undo each. Yeah, it's sparkling from the chroma key. That's what I thought too, but it's not the chroma key. I undid the chroma key. But only certain things are sparkling. It's only black and green, it looked like. My arm isn't sparkling. Was Ludwig in my house? I gotta get a new webcam. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hello? 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 Oh. Oh, well, guess we're sparkly today. My water bottle was gorgeous. I mean, I might as well turn the chroma key back on since... Oh, that was making it sparkle way more, though. Interesting. Interesting. Very peculiar. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. OBS is being weird. Dude, OBS has been super weird ever since the most recent update. I fucking hate it, actually. I wish I'd never updated. Both of today's episodes were great, regardless of audio issues. Yeah, well, sparkliness aside, let me just... Sorry, chat, I was ignoring you. I'm bad at reading chat and shit. But hello. Thank you, Botox Cheeks. That's very sweet of you to say. Yeah, yesterday was like 24 hours of panic. I honestly did so many things to try and fix the audio. It was so much worse. It was so much worse than what you guys were hearing. I had like my audio engineer friend come over and fuck with it for a few hours. I had my editor friend come over and cut around it and fuck with it for a few hours. It was, how many layers of EQ? Yeah, it was crazy. But it got to a spot where it was palatable, I think. And it was a learning lesson, you know? Now I know certain things. And that won't ever happen again. Unfortunately, the what's his name? The Bryce Hall episode is gonna have a bit of that too, because we filmed it literally the next morning or the next day. But it won't be nearly as bad. It'll be very similar to how the audio was at the end of the XQC one, which is like typically a lot more chill. And then the premium episode, well, I can't spoil everything, but it won't be as bad. But there'll be a little bit more. There'll be a little bit, and it won't. Then before, and people are gonna be like, "Wow, still didn't fix the audio," but it's because we filmed them literally back to back. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I've already mentally prepared for that emotional beatdown. Yo, what's up, Layla? How you doing? We appreciate you. No, thank you. But in all seriousness, thank you for all the love on the podcast. I'm gonna react to it because last time we did that, it was really fun. So I figure we'll watch it again. AUDIOGATE explain. Sorry if I seem kind of low energy. It's because I've had a long ass day. Okay, I woke up today, hosted the podcast, went and got a haircut, went and worked out, ran some errands. I've been awake since like 8 a.m. I shouldn't even be live, but I decided to address the AUDIOGATE and drama allegations and set the record straight once and for all. I was just watching Will's stream though, and he was watching some dude make some really bomb looking food, and now I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna order some food before I get even hungrier. You're awesome. Thank you. You're awesome. Thanks for being here. What up? Pod was amazing despite audio shit. Thank you. Yeah. I saw a lot of positive comments. I mean, there was some negative ones too. Obviously, people were really like, audio is trash. But like the overwhelming majority were like, honestly, even with the audio, great episode. Great episode. We forgive you, Marche. So thank you. That made my day a lot better, because like the previous 24 hours leading up to that launch was like panic. Literally panic. It was rough. What is this sparkly situation going on? Figure this out. It's driving me crazy. If I add another webcam. There. I'm sad there's no Discord party this year. That party was the best. Yeah, it's kind of weird, honestly. Patreon benefit March React stream. Yes. Honestly, I want to kind of do a react to the Patreon episode too, like in the Discord. I need to set that up. Primrose, who is our Discord moderator, she's in here right now, and I need to coordinate with you on that. But I think that would be fun if we would do it in Discord, like kind of like a movie night situation, but just in the Discord, and I'll react to like the premium episode too. I also have some ideas like ruminating for like bonus content, because we still got to do that. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm working on it. Again, I know I say this a lot, but like I am like a one-man show here. And so there's just a lot on the to-do list all the time. And so yeah, but I read all your comments, and I see what you guys are saying and stuff, and like I take it all in. So, and it's always like I haven't forgotten, you know. If there's something you guys want, I probably already made note of it. But that doesn't mean don't give me feedback, because please give me like all the feedback. Like I encourage it. I just want to let you know that like I see you, even if I don't respond to you. Very interested to hear XCC explain his content brain without chat distracting him. Yeah, it was a crazy episode. Being in that room was wild. Are you going to TwitchCon? Yes, I will be there. Oh yeah, I guess before I said do anything else, I will be at TwitchCon, because Hassan will be at TwitchCon. Actually, and Ray will be at TwitchCon. So both my bosses will be at TwitchCon. Well, and Will be at TwitchCon. So, and like all my fucking friends will be at TwitchCon. So yes, I will be there. I will be there technically working. I'm sure I'll do some IRL backpack streaming with Hassan's chat, holding Hassan's chat. I'm sure we'll do that. Hassan didn't get you a ticket? Yes, he did, actually, last minute. Fuck, wait. yeah. So anyway, I got one last minute. That worked out. Wasn't it Ray? No. Well, Ray also got me one. But the way TwitchCon tickets work, it's all on one account, so like it didn't really matter. But like, Hassan wasn't able to, and then Ray was like, "LMAO, Hassan fell off. I don't even stream on Twitch, but I'll get you a ticket because my team is goated," which is true. Her team is goated. I'm on that team, but the other people on the team are goated. And then last minute, Hassan was like, "JK, I think I got you." So it was still pretty funny. I mean, Ray is like, I mean, it's Ray. She's like fucking, you know, on her girl boss superstar arc. So she just snaps her fingers and like 10 people get into TwitchCon if she says so. Also, thank you for the fucking tier 3 for 34 months. Is that a name change? I've never seen that name before, but you're 34-month tier 3. Who are you? Today he said it was her. It might have been her, actually. Racist? No, we're Republicans. Republicans. Atriarch would be a cool guest. Yeah, I'd love to get Atriarch on the... I want to get Slime on the podcast. I'm jealous you got the Porter jacket. I wanted it too. Yeah, I love this jacket. Probably wear it too much. Ethan could be a good guest to go on the podcast. I'd love to have Ethan. I'm sure we'll eventually get around to getting everybody. Awkward can YouTube streamers get in the partner lounge? I don't know. I'll report back with my findings. March drip stream when? You mean like going shopping? I'd be super down. Korea or Japan still on the table? Everything's on the table. They just tell me where to go. I'm down for all of it. But what I was saying is, so yes, I will be at TwitchCon, probably following Hassan around for a lot of it, or Ray around. So if you're going and see me, hey, what's up? Or don't. I don't know. It's really whatever. Thank you for the party pod. Oh, so the other thing is, yeah, I'll be there probably holding a lot of IRL backpack. Probably vlogging for Ray and shooting video for her. And then we're going to try to do podcast stuff out there. Because, like, there's so many creators in town, it'd be stupid if we didn't bang out a podcast. So I'll have my schedule pretty full with, like, work stuff and, like, party stuff and, like, hangout stuffs. But, yeah, if you see me, say what up. We'll say hi. I'm working too. Oh, fucking awesome. I'd love to meet you, Moon. They're getting Ray a partner batch, supposedly. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. Like, there's, like, brunches and parties every day. And then there's the actual convention, which I'll probably only actually ever be at for, like, Hassan's meet and greet and whenever he's on site and wants to IRL stream it. And then there's, like, a podcast. I don't even know where we'll film the podcast. Those things usually come together last minute. It'll probably be something along the lines of, like, either Hassan will have, like, Twitch try to set us up with a podcast space if they want to support it. Or he'll just, like, post on his Insta story, like, hey, is anyone in San Diego is anyone in San Diego that has a podcast area we can, like, borrow? And then I'll try to, like, filter all those DMs and find somewhere like I did in Amsterdam. And then I'll just fucking Frankenstein something together. And it won't have bad audio because I will probably have nightmares about this XQC episode for the rest of my life. So... As an AV tech, I feel for you, buddy. I mean, I'm used to it in the sense that, like, I've been in live production for, I mean, I guess if you count the years I was a streamer full time, I've done it forever, but, like, I've done it for, like, almost 10 years. But if you count just, like, my time at 100 Thieves, I've been doing it for, like, 4 or 5 years professionally. So I'm very familiar with, like, the stresses of, like, tech and issues, both audio and video, going wrong on the fly with, like, little to no explanation. But yeah, it still doesn't really get any easier. You edit the pod video? No, I'm not the one who edits. I don't have time to video edit really with everything else I'm doing. Plus, I'm just really bad at it. So I pass it off to an editor, but I'm the one who, like, if I'm not the one directly working on something, I'm the one who's like contracting and interfacing with the person who is working on it, and then like, you know, doing that. So more of a producer role in that sense. But I mean, I shoot it, I record it, I upload it, I publish it to YouTube, I title it, I thumbnail it. And then I like run our socials. I mean, the thing about the socials, like the thing about like the podcast Twitter, it's funny because like, one, I'm more active on the podcast Twitter than my own Twitter, which is like, I feel like I can tweet from there more easily. But also, I get like Hassan and Will both have the logins to the podcast Twitter, and I always tell them like, get on it. You know, if you want to fucking shit post from it, if you be my guest, I want it to feel very free form and like you know, personal. I'm the only one who's ever tweeted from it, so the podcast Discord is all me. Probably giga difficult bruising a podcast from that kind of setup. Yeah, that's the biggest hurdle, or the biggest, like, I guess, restriction. Where are the social safety nets for audio? Yeah, I need to leave the TV production industry and try to branch out to more online space. I mean, a lot of the skills translate. Seems pretty tough to get consistent stuff when the number of mics that's needed, I guess, change seemingly each episode. Yeah, and it's usually like I'll find out within like 10 minutes of us sitting down and recording it. But I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm used to it, and that's like comes with the territory, right? Like all the little things like that, like the having to be adaptive and like flexible and like and shit. That's how I earn my like 33%. You know, it's just like that doesn't bother me at all, and I'm prepared for it. If anything, I'm so prepared for it that like originally the plan was we're gonna have Ludwig and X on the stream or on the podcast, and I'm like, great, we have 4 mics in that room, so it's Will, Hassan, Ludwig, and X. And then I was just watching Hassan stream, and I saw Carl was there, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pack an extra mic just in case. And I honestly regret it because I shouldn't have done that because we wouldn't have info. But I was in theory, I was extra prepared just because I'm that tapped in. They didn't even let me know, you know. I'm just like that prepared, and then it fucked me over. So shouts out love. Carl said like 4 things the whole time. Yeah, Carl said 4 things the whole time, and if we had given Carl the bad mic, it would have been a better episode. Which thing might be better? I've considered that. I was the first option I suggested. I was like, what if we just open up the noise gate on the 4th mic and then just have them sit close together and have them kind of pass it back and forth? And honestly, that would have been better for that episode. But Hassan was like, we should have them all have their own mics. So I was like, all right, cool. Everyone yell into one mic. Honestly, I'm going to set up like a boom mic that just goes above it all, that captures all audio for backup. That'd be the best way to do it. But, you know, I'm one guy. Okay, that's the thing. The other thing is like coming from 100 Thieves, like we had an audio guy, 2 camera guys, me as like the tech, like live switching and TDing, and then like an entire team of like publishers and editors and stuff. I'm just me, you know? It's like, and I have like a checklist like on my phone of like things to like do. It's like, all right, we check like the camera angles and the audios and the framing and the fucking, but it's like, I'm one guy, you know? There's a lot of failure points. But yeah, and I'm just kidding though. I mean, I love it. It's fun. Honestly, Hassan setup looks super scuffed for the podcast. AudioGate is a factor, but it's probably really echoey too, right? Yeah, the room's pretty echoey. Get some clip-on mics, your little lavs. Yeah, could. We appreciate your hard work. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. I'm literally one guy. Yeah, what I was saying is like somebody mentioned you should see Linus on the. How could someone possibly get into editing for the podcast? I mean, the edit is pretty easy. We don't really like the edit is like the easiest part because I'm switching it live. So we have 3 cameras and I'm just switching between the cameras. I'm not only pulling stuff up like that they reference, but I'm also switching the camera angles so that when it all gets exported, like there's already a cut that's like switching. So the actual edit is really just like adding an intro, adding some lower thirds, and a little outro, Patreon teaser, and that's it. And then like if something needs to get cut out, but usually doesn't. Hassan's a multimillionaire, can't even afford another mic. Yeah, what the fuck? Did you record a test audio first and listen back before the recording pod? Yeah, I know, okay? I know. I'm aware of what I need to do going forward, and I know what I should have done even that day. I'm just an idiot, okay? Okay, I promise you, I've got it from now on, okay? I promise. Okay, I know. I'm sorry. It's leftist audio. It's fine. Yeah, it comes with the territory. You should have made XUC show feet. Yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure. Hey, March, would you consider recording a test audio first? Fuck you. You're the go, March. Thank you for thank you. Was the edits in the YouTube episode audio related or stuff that got cut out for personal reasons? It was audio related. It was audio related, but honestly, nothing that got cut was like super substantial or like relevant to like the meat of like the actual, you know, bread important conversations. It was kind of just like banter, like warming up the boys, like kind of just getting like acclimated. I mean, I have the full unedited podcast unlisted as like a just in case anybody sees that and is like, oh, this paints so and so in a bad light, or this paints so and so in a bad light, and like clearly there's some cuts here, so they're trying to like clip chimp. And it's like, if anybody like tries to make any sort of accusation like that that's even like remotely substantial, like I have the full one like unlisted ready to go. But the way it was cut is like it's all there, you know. But yeah, have you considered inviting Drake to the podcast? I haven't. Let me text him right now. That's actually a really good call. But the question I was trying to answer to or respond to was somebody mentioned somebody mentioned how like it must be hard to do it on that setup, and that's definitely the biggest restriction, is that when the podcast was first, and I've told this story before, so sorry if this is something you guys have already heard me explain, but like the entire like way that this podcast like rebrand / reboot / second season was pitched to me when they were bringing me on board, Hassan was like, we don't want to do it with that production company in a production studio offsite. I want to do it out of my house. And at first I thought he had like a studio in his house. So I was like, oh, dope. Like, yeah, I'll go like set up a studio for you and we'll like, go do it. And then I got there, and when he said studio, he did call it a studio. When he said studio, he meant like his stream setup. And I was like, oh, you just want me to like do this on your computer? And he was like, yeah, like in my head, the way that it'll work is like I'll have a guest come over, and they'll come be on my stream, and then we'll end the stream, and then we'll switch it over to a podcast right here in the same room at the same desk. And I was like, okay. I was like, I could do that. And like a lot of the infrastructure is here, but it's like we're gonna like sacrifice some quality, or like some of the robustness that comes with like a dedicated studio, which I'm all for. I'm so for like doing it like the easy way, not even easy like as in like cutting corners, but easy as in like not overproducing it and just like getting it done. And like, because I'm a firm believer that like people don't actually give a shit about like something being overproduced. They just give a shit about the content, which has been very true with like this show, because like, I mean, our most viewed episode, which is the first Ludwig episode, he has scuffed audio on his mic like the whole episode. It has like 500,000 views. Like nobody gives a shit. Like, that's not to say that we should scuff the audio, but it's also like, it makes you like realize like, you know, the overproduction doesn't fucking matter. As long as people like the conversation and the guests, like they'll watch it. At least that's what I think. And because that's how I consume content. And so I just try to make shit that I want to watch. So anyway, that's how it works. Like, it's like, it's at a stream setup, and like he has 3 monitors, and I can just draw this for you in MS Paint. And I will do that now. I'm going to draw you guys the podcast studio. God, why is my fucking camera so scuffed? Never happened before. Oh, it's good now. Still sparkly, but it's less sparkly. It's better now. Did I filter OBS on? No, I have it off now, but it's still going. Anyway. You also have Hassan eating during the podcast. Okay, so this is how his setup is set up. Holy shit, I'm brain broken. Also, sorry this is like such a flashbang. I'm not gonna change it. Okay, so where's my mouse? Where the fuck is my mouse? Oh, here it is. All right, so I don't ever use MS Paint, so bear with me here. How are we looking? Okay, good. So you have Hassan's room. Okay, so you have Hassan's front door. Okay, here's his front door, and you walk in, and there's a hallway in his front door. Over here's like a dining table and shit. Anyway, here is a doorway. The sliding doors on the podcast, like the sliding doors, like the 3 sliding doors, that's right here. You walk in, it's to the left, and here is Hassan's stream studio. I'm not going to use the word room. I'm going to use studio. Yeah, floor plan reveal. Here, I'm doxing him, bro. So anyway, where's my mouse going, bro? It's so white. Can I make my pointer like black or something? Okay, so you go. So here's the room. So it's like. So here's the room. Okay, it's like. This is so scuffed. Okay, let's make this a little nicer. All right, here's the room. Okay. Here's the room with the sliding glass door. And so here's all his shit. Like, here's all the memorabilia, right? Here's the Queen. Here's Obama. Okay, so... And then he has this long table that he streams off of. Right here. It's this long-ass table. It's like right here. So this leaves you this... And then here's a window. And then here's a second window. That doesn't close, so we're also always fighting natural light, right? As far as this shit wasn't hard enough, I'm always fighting natural light. Always. Hang on one sec. Sorry, give me one sec. Sorry about that. Extra. Anyway. Okay, back to this. Be careful. It's so detailed. We're gonna find out easy. Yeah. Motherfucker got curtains. He does, but they don't go down all the way. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So he has a computer right here, and it's got you got. Yes. Oh, what the fuck? You got 1 monitor, 2 monitor. 3 monitor. This is gonna matter. The reason I read the margin because this matters. Okay, so he has 3 monitor, and then he has the mics will be circles. So he's got 1 mic that he streams with, 2 mic, 3 mic, 4 mic. Okay, and then we have the cameras will be arrows. So we got 1 camera. Oh, can't make them diagonal. Okay, the cameras will not be arrows. The cameras will be these lines. So we got 1 camera. Okay, I'm gonna draw the cameras. So we got 1 camera pointing that way, 1 camera pointing this way, this way, and then 1 camera that is coming from up here pointing this way. So the other thing is like it has to. So the requirements were for this. It has to be a smooth transition from his stream setup to his podcast setup. Like there has to be like minimal downtime because you have to understand in his mind's eye, which is fair, which I'm with. I see the vision. I fuck with it too, you know. I see the vision. So like it has to be like he needs to go from being able to stream like this. So here's his chair. And then here's where he has his guests come. So this is when he's streaming live, right? And then he needs to go from this to podcast ready as fast as possible, because you obviously don't want to have the guests wait like an hour to set up, right? You have them there. Their time is usually very valuable. He's not explaining this to me, but it's like I already know, you know, because I work with streamers a lot too, and I get it. I don't want to waste their time either, even though they're always very nice. But sometimes they're in a hurry. Sometimes they got shit to do. Sometimes we don't have them for that much time. So anyway, so let's delete the second chair. So here's his chair, and then here are like some chairs that we set up around the corner and all that. Okay. So here, this is his normal stream setup. So to transition from this, he has one more like personal webcam that I never touched. That goes like that goes like right here. I never touched that one. There's actually always a webcam on me. I just never cut to it. Do they stick you in the corner? No, I'm sitting in Hassan's chair. So when I'm cutting the podcast, I'm sitting at Hassan's desk. Okay. And Hassan moves to a chair that's like right here. And we get him on this mic. And then we get Will on this mic. And then we get guest 1, guest 2, sometimes guest 3. I'm sure guest 4 will come along one of these days. Anyway, so what we do is we take this third monitor right here. And instead, let me just erase this. And instead, oh shit. Fuck. And instead, I swivel it around this way. So that I literally swivel it so that it's facing all the guests. And then I mirror the display so that the main monitor and this monitor are matching. So when I pull stuff up, they can see what I'm showing. So there we go. So I swivel that, and then I point this camera. So normally, so this arrow right here that I drew, that's like the camera on the guest. Normally, that's his camera that he uses when he has a guest on stream. It's like the wider angle, like 2-person one. So I have to repo that camera and point it over here to this way. And then this one kind of lives like this. The corner one kind of lives like this. And then I just sit at his desk and stream off of, or record it off of OBS and like a fucking audio interface. But like the setup time, I have it down to a science now. I can go from his stream setup to a podcast setup in like 10 minutes flat, which is really nice because, you know, the guest comes, they're on Hassan's stream. He ends the stream. They go get like a drink and like a snack and like chill in his kitchen for like 10 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, boys, we're ready. They all sit in. I do like a quick audio test. And then we were ready to roll. But it's like this comes with its own problems, right? Like it's not very robust. It's not built for this. It's like it's a stream setup that we're repurposing as a podcast setup. So it's like, don't say audio test Kappa. Okay, fuck you. And then and so like sometimes, you know, the problems arise. So I'm doing what I got. I'm working with what I have within the limitations that were given to me. And I think when you have that context, what we produce is pretty good. We produce something pretty good. Like the yard, probably the best podcast in our space right now. They have like a dedicated space for it. They have like dedicated equipment. They have fucking PTZ cameras, which are really insane. They have fucking, you know, all sorts of shit. I'm literally just like working off Hassan's setup. So, you know, that's not to like make excuses, because a lot of times they're just small fuck ups that I could have had the foresight of not like dealing with or having or doing, but still. Sorry. I'm right here. Hire you or a PA. I don't need a PA, bro. Consider using a projector. A projector for what? All the mics on one audio track? No. Typically, no. Bro, the Yard slap. Stealing their format was genius. Yeah, I mean, I love the Yard. At the end of the day, Fear Ann is still a dumb name. Okay, fuck you, first of all. Second of all, I didn't pick the name. So. Is there one thing you wish you could add that is just difficult, but given the space you're working with? Not really. I mean, I'm comfortable with the setup. Like, I fuck with all of it. Like, maybe, yeah. The space is like just so limited that it's hard to add much more. So yeah. I mean, I already have some ideas of like what to add, but get another mic. The problem is our audio interface only has 4 inputs, and that's the other thing. It's like I can't add an audio interface because we're using the same one that it uses for a stream. So it's like I can't replace hardware very easily because it'll fuck with his stream setup, and I can't do that. Not that he like says that I can't, but like that's the idea. The idea is to work as much as possible with the shit we got. Having molding the name wasn't great either. It doesn't transcend Twitch link. Probably terrible for SEO. Well, the reason I have it be Fear and to address like something that Ludwig was saying in the previous episode about the name being dumb and like it's not the same. It's like sometimes it's ampersand and sometimes the word and. I explained this to him actually at a party like 2 nights ago. I confronted him drunk and I was like, "Hey, this is why it's fucking different, spelled differently in different places, asshole." And I was like, so I'll explain it to you too. The name is supposed to be Fear and, like the ampersand sign. It's supposed to be spelled Fear ampersand, and I made the creative decision of this part at least. It's Fear ampersand, no space, just all one. That's the perfect, like, it's all just one, no space, Fear ampersand. Because in my head, that's best for SEO, right? Because that's a weird ass combination of letters, so like no one else has that. So it's like Fear ampersand. I think Fear space ampersand is worse for SEO because some things I'm sure are named that as well and compete. I don't know anything about SEO. I'm not an SEO major. I'm literally just fucking guessing. But so Fear and no space. That's the ideal way of spelling it. That's how I would have that branding everywhere if possible. But there are places that don't allow the ampersand character in their text field. Lots of places actually. Like Patreon, for example. So patreon.com/fear and it's the word and. I tried to do ampersand, but they're like no special character. So I have to use the word and. So anytime you see the word and instead of an ampersand, it's because they literally didn't let me use the ampersand. And that's why it's different everywhere. Honestly, I don't really mind in the long term, like establishing it as like being able to be more than just the Fear ampersand, because I think that opens us up to like flexibility in branding if we want to, because people will be used to seeing Fear and then the word and the ampersand. But in the short term, it's kind of annoying for like remembering which links are what. But I mean, it is what it is. For example, the Twitter too. Like Twitter doesn't let you use an ampersand in like their ats, like in their handles. So our fucking Twitter handle is Fear and Pod, not Fear ampersand pod, which I would like. It's Fear and Pod, which is fine, but it's like not as consistent, you know? But that's why. Okay? That's why. Fuck you, Ludwig. I gotta go take a piss. I never ordered food, which I'm now realizing, which fucking sucks. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna order food and then we'll get into the podcast. Okay. And I gotta pee too. Sorry, it's taking so long. I just like it's a monthly broadcast, so like I need to like catch up. I gotta catch you guys up on what's been going on in my life. Let me order food though real quick. What should we eat, chat? If you were ordering food right now, what would you eat? Me putting your Patreon money to good use. Yeah, all Patreon subs, by the way, thank you so much. I say that all the time, but thank you. I fucking love you guys. Why are you so sick, March? It's crazy. Shut up, Damien. You're sick. I'm just out here fucking trying my best. Thai food always my go-to. It is also 10:50 p.m. so my options are slightly limited. What I was gonna say is, I've said this many times to Patreon people and stuff, but look, the Patreon's a three-way split between me, Will, and Hassan. And one thing that I always try to remind our Patreon subscribers of is like how grateful I am for them. If I could be real for a second, is because I'm not rich like the streamers on camera, you know? Like, I mean, let's be honest, Hassan is caked up, and Will, I mean, Will's doing pretty fucking well too. He has like 5,000 subs on Twitch alone, and he has like, you know, G4 money. So I'm sure he's fucking doing just fine. At least better than little old Marche. So like, the Patreon money is quite literally a tangible, life-changing amount of money for me. And I've been like pretty broke my whole life, so thank you. Like, yeah, that shit is crazy to me. So thank you. That being said, I'm gonna order Postmates. What are we eating, lads? Dude, okay. What's y'all's guilty pleasure fast food? 'Cause I have mine. What's y'all's guilty pleasure fast food? I don't think the name matters as long as it's memorable. Tropo Trap House is a nonsense name too. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't fucking matter. You guys want to know what my guilty pleasure food? That like, I like fucking slam them, especially when I'm drunk. When I'm drunk, I slam like 5 or 6 of them. Jack in the Box tacos, dude. Jack in the Box tacos. Fuck, my mouth waters over the Jack in the Box taco, which is like such dog shit food. It's like $1 for like 2 tacos that are like nuclear, you know? But they're so good. How do you have a stomach left? Bro, those things are so good. Don't knock it till you try it. Do not knock it till you try it. Only fast food open right now. God damn it. I try not to eat fast food, but then I order late. Then I'm up late, and I'm just like, there's nothing else besides fast food. It's like, what am I going to do? My options are like order a pizza or get Taco Bell. Both aren't great. Their Jack in the Box is open though. I don't know if I have the confidence or the lack of shame to get Jack in the Box tacos and eat them on camera in front of you guys. So I think I'm like too ashamed to run that one. So I'm gonna have to save that for off-camera activity. Yeah, I like to think that I'm like confident in myself to do it, but I don't know. I'm too ashamed. Let me go with Taco Bell. Ooh, Taco Bell is the Mexican pizza. We're getting Taco Bell. We're getting Taco Bell with the fucking Mexican pizza. And if you guys are haters on Mexican pizza, all dumb as fuck. What else we getting? Chalupa? Any chalupa enjoyers? God, I'm a little slut for the fucking chalupas. I won't lie. I can't lie. I'm a little chalupa slut. Huh? Huh? It's gotta be. Huh has to be my favorite emote. Huh? At least right now. Like, what did he say? Ooh, nachos. Taco Bell too. The nacho cheese, specifically the nacho cheese at Taco Bell, is like they put crack in that. Something about that shit. Turtle emote, bat chest. Fuck you. Good emote. Bat chest is fire too, though. Bat chest slaps. All right. I got my order. On its way. I'm gonna go rock a piss. And then we'll start this fucking scuffed podcast. And I'll explain podcast gate or audio gate. I'll get all into AUDIOGATE and I'll fucking sit through my work. I'll sit through the garbage I made you guys sit through if you've already seen the episode. And if you haven't, then we'll watch it together with my commentary. I have to pee. Excuse me? What are you guys typing, huh? Why are you guys typing that? Where'd you learn that word? Where'd you learn that word? Who taught you that word? I have a bathroom in my room. Who taught you that word?
Hold on.
York! My boy. Okay, York. Oh my god, I was just thinking about you. Also, thank you for the 5 months. Okay, I was watching... This is all gonna make sense. I was watching William Neff's stream. Okay, he was watching a fucking video of this dude making this food that looked insane, and the dude's name was a name that I recognized because you were hanging out with him on your story. You know this guy? You know Alvin? Okay. Look, I'm not really ever one to be like, introduce me because your friend is clouded or whatever, or introduce me because you're friends with a famous person. I don't give a shit how famous he is. If you know somebody who can cook like this, please put me in the same room as them so that I can charm their pants off and be friends with them and ultimately eat their cooking. Please. I'm begging. Please. Because this shit looks crazy. What's up, Dipplewunk? Is his full name Wilbur? Is it Wilbur? I should know that. He brought us the 100-hour brownies he made? Bro. I haven't watched that video yet. We'll get to that. Hello.
Hello, it's me.
I'm that guy. Hello. Welcome for the 73 months. Crazy. This is shot beautifully. I mean, the guy's videos are insane, and the guy's cooking insane. Honestly, it's not fair. You shouldn't be allowed to be this fucking talented in so many different ways, okay? Pick a fucking field. Like, stop biting my shit and be able to make movies, but also be able to be like a Michelin star chef. Like, pick a fucking lane.
Booga booga.
Ooga booga. Thanks for the 5 months. Chocolate cupcake. Anyways, let's let this ride for a bit while I wait for my Taco Bell Postmates to get here. Save some talent for the rest of us. Let's all hang when he's in town next. Please, dude. Please. I'll do anything. Also, I hope you're doing well, brother. Love you. Thank you again for the sub. Miss you. Let's hang soon. Go to TwitchCon. I can't watch this for some reason. It triggers my audio sensory issues. Yeah, wait till we get to the podcast then. That'll trigger some audio sensory issues. One sec. I gotta handle something, then we'll get into the podcast. I promise. Spano Nano Chano. Spano Chano Nano Chano. Thank you for the year one sub. Welcome to the Crack Smokers. Why it's kind of erotic? Yeah, this is fucking hot. This is hot. This is a hot tamale. Like, this is perverse. I'm too hungry to watch this. I can't. Let's watch XQC sound like a ghost. I can't watch this. We'll come back to that. I'll watch that while I'm eating. Okay. I can't watch that right now. I'm way too hungry to watch that shit right now. Rishi Dave, thank you for the 19's in your name. Thank you for the 1 month. All right, let's react to this Pepe laugh. Link vid, I got you. I knew when he finally started making his own content away from Tasty, it would be great. No, the pod was fine. It's food sounds that fuck with me. No, I'm just kidding. I can't watch it. I don't have audio sensory issues. Yo, Frogan. No. We're about to watch the Scuffed Audio podcast. No. Oh. The first 10 minutes is the worst part. Why didn't you raid 10 minutes after when it starts to get better, please? Oh, God. Okay, fine. No, I made this bed. I need to own it. I need to just... Anyway, welcome, Frogan enjoyers. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're just joining us, which you are because you just got raided, so that was a stupid thing to say. I am going to, if you don't know who I am the producer of Hassan and Will's podcast, Fear and. Make sure to go check that out if you're not already subbed. And on today's episode, we had XQC, Ludwig, and Carl Jacobs on to squash the beef between XQC and Hassan and break some bread. Little old Marche had to add a 5th microphone for Ludwig to use because we didn't have enough mics, and it kind of scuffed the audio. I would say the biggest offense to the audio happens within the first 8 to 10 minutes. It's pretty fucking rough. And then after that, producer Overlord Marche realized that something was out of whack in the room and hard-tuned the noise gate on Ludwig's mic to be a little more palatable and save us another 40 more minutes of audio nightmare hell. So, let's get through these first 10 minutes, and then we can enjoy the rest of it, which is a lot more audible. That being said, I will be live commentating because I'm in the room producing, and will give my POV on everything. And I will also be translating the dog shit portions. I feel like it's already... Frogan, thank you for the sub. I've been meaning to hit you up, by the way, because I need to fucking coordinate with you for, like, Chad Weiss for the Patreon, if that's something you're interested in helping with. Because I don't know what the fuck goes on behind the scenes for that. Or you could just give me, like a TLDR, and I could try to take a crack at it. Anyway, I'm just very underwater, and I'm a bad friend, but thank you for the raid. Thank you for the sub. I don't know if you're going to TwitchCon, but if you are, I'd love to say what up because you're dope. And anybody who was already in my chat, go follow Frogan, okay? She's a much more consistent and entertaining streamer, and like she watches Sister Wives and shit. So I watch the podcast that you probably already seen. She'll be at TwitchCon. Oh, God bless. Okay, I'll see you there. I'll be following Hassan around with his backpack for a lot of it, probably. Would you say a bong rip would enhance the first 10 minutes? Yeah, definitely. If you smoke enough weed, the podcast actually sounds normal. I tried it already. Anyway, let's get right into it. God, it's so rough. Okay. I mean, this sounds fine, but like I can already hear it in my head. I saw you with Jake and Bake. That's how I found this channel.
We're here. We're live.
Fuck.
That's right. This is a fucking bananas episode, a bonanza, if you will, I would say. We're back on Fear and this is going to be a controversial episode, perhaps our most controversial one yet.
That's right.
We have some.
Because we're talking about Ludwig's algorithm.
We are. Ludwig is a racist. Exposed. Title it.
Okay. Okay. You guys don't understand how much stress I went through in the last 24 hours trying to make this audible, consumable, watchable. Okay? It's rough. And don't ask me anything, okay? Don't ask me, did you try this? Was it recorded like this? Next time you should do this, okay? Because I've heard it all, I've thought of it all, and I still want to fucking video game myself. Okay? No chatting, okay? No chatting about the audio. Pretend like it sounds fine. Okay, let's all pretend like it sounds good. Did you consider dude, I'm good. I know everybody's just trying to help. Okay, I'm just teasing. Everybody's just trying to help, but I promise you, I know what the issue is and I know what has to be done. It was a learning experience, okay? To give some context on why it sounds like this.
No, we're not doing that.
I mean, this man is on fire for the YouTube algo. So I mean, I gotta admit, we are tricking him out.
Okay, hold on. I need to put the chat somewhere else. This is too distracting. You guys are. Where do I put this? Where do I put you guys? On as distracting. I'll put you up. But you need to be red. Okay, I'll put you up here. Top right is where you're gonna go. Wee uppies. This sounds great. Yeah, great. Yeah, living you learn. I guess happens the best. Yeah, for sure. Stop swinging us around. I listen to it at work, and it's mostly all decipherable. Still a good show. Hassan's mansion is fierce audio environment to tangle with all the chat. Yeah, exactly. All of chat's moms. They're always like yelling in the background. So yeah, to give context,
Are slutting you out
Don't.
pretty hard.
Don't start biting.
so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 good mics that are all routed into Hassan's audio interface. And then we had to add a USB mic so that we could accommodate a 5th person. The 5th person was actually Carl, but I feel like, I mean, I love Carl. He's a very sweet boy, so I wanted to give him a good mic. And, like, you know, we need to have XQC to have a good mic because he's the star of this cast lineup. And Ludwig's been on the podcast like 6 times already, so I was like, you could deal with this shit. And so I gave him the shit mic. And he botched it. He botched it.
Slimes tweets
No,
and
this
throwing
is
them
the
in your
Equinox
shows.
sauna. This is the Equinox sauna. You're getting double sucked.
I don't mind getting upsucked.
Yeah.
So basically, Ludwig's mic's noise gate is a little too open right here, and there's audio bleed from most of the room, and especially the 2 people next to him. So whenever Ludwig speaks, and then someone speaks right after him, it's fucked. And I close up the noise gate about 9 minutes in. And then it gets a lot better, but it still happens sometimes. So anyway, the first 9 minutes are gonna be fucking rough. Let's just get through them. Let's just swallow that pill. Let's just fucking get through them. And let's just get through them in one go.
Let me intro your podcast for you one time for the one.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Fear and the only podcast that has the bad title but amazing viewership.
It's fucked up. Why would you say that? Fuck you.
Today we got
I'm sure there's others.
well, banter. Today we got 2 amazing hosts. Put your hand up, Hassan Piker. I love banter.
I can't.
I love banter.
What the fuck?
It's
Banter's
a great.
great.
I'm my claws are out.
Yeah,
I feed
see
off
it.
X. He has an
You're
AOE. He has an AOE passive.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Okay, well, X said it's not that bad. X was talking about his own AoE passive and saying it's
There
not
you
that
go.
bad. I gotta translate what X is saying because I feel like X is already hard enough to understand without him sounding like a fucking apparition from the 1930s. So I'll clarify what he says because I speak juice. And thank you for the 26 months.
Hey, Mr. fucking Mogul Company, whatever the fuck it's called now. Off-brand, sorry.
Off-brand.
Off-brand. We have big businessman Mogul here, Ludwig, and he brought his new piece of talent.
I'm here with XQC.
You're forgetting Will Net.
Hard cut
Will
there
that-
because it got really bad.
Is the last name because he is the best on this podcast and locks it down. And it's a disservice that the most viewed podcast is one without him because he had such a joy
So what is this?
to it.
Who was on that one?
I don't know. Let's look it up. Shit.
Was that you? I think it was because of Austin, but anyway.
Anyway, sorry to swag jack you too.
That's okay.
I gotta apologize that off rip.
We have a lot to talk about.
We're here to break bread.
We're here to. Are we? Are we gonna break bread?
We're here to break bread. Talk about feelings.
I was. You're the one who suggested this at first. I joked about it.
Maybe Astronauts could create. I have recreations of all of their voices. Yeah, Astronauts was the first person I messaged in a panic, and I was like, "Can you fix this?" And he was like, "Nah, dog, you're fucked." And I was like, "You're right."
I jokingly had.
I thought about not uploading it and just quitting, and then like getting like applying for like a job at like Starbucks. The thought crossed my mind.
Mentioned it. You were like very serious about it. You were like, "Let's bring XUC on, and let's talk."
Well, I'm pumped. I think this is good.
I thought about selling my 33%.
What I've noticed is that it felt like there's an era of Twitch. I'm talking like start to like 2019, where it was like very solo, do your own thing, be the best at a game, grow like that. And then 2020 is like boom, collaboration era, and everybody became friends with everybody, or at least streamed with everybody, maybe faux friends.
Or you could just say Miss Giff and it would be good.
Yeah, a little bit of Miz.
Dude, this actually isn't that bad. This actually isn't that bad compared to how it was. If you guys could hear how rough it was. Like, I'm rewatching it right now too, and I'm like, wow, this is like so much better than the original. Like, it's actually so much more palatable.
Well, also like OTV, Among Us, all that shit. And then now it feels like it's fractured in the Poggers community. And everyone's, like they want to put their head down, do their own thing, which I think is sad because I see what WL community does. And I think that's the dream.
But the reason why they are able to consistently collaborate is because, like, one, they come from a background that is not so streaming focused. Their audiences are not so streaming focused, and they're not as clicky. And
the Ludwig cut, release the Ludwig cut. Dude, hashtag release the Ludwig cut. Yo, if there's enough demand for the Ludwig cut, I'll fucking throw the Ludwig cut in Patreon. I know the audio was hanky, but this WO actually made me sub to the Patreon. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who dealt with this audio and still like got powered through it and enjoyed it. Thank you. There was a lot of comments like that being like, great episode regardless of audio. So thank you. Glad you guys liked it.
Also, they haven't reached the halcyon days yet.
What does that word mean for Carl?
Like I know, and not English major Ludwig.
French is my first language.
Okay, it's not, but it's okay. Like the glory days, like the best days. Okay, the days that you look back.
Les meilleurs jours. C'est la même chose en France.
Omelette du fromage.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why? Like, oh shit, it's so rough. I subbed it halfway because I wanted to see cock. We did show cock in the Patreon. Bingo, can you confirm that we showed cock? Can you confirm that we showed cock in the Patreon and that we're not scammers, we're not clickbaiters? Can you confirm? Is that allowed on Patreon? I mean, are you gonna narc? Are you gonna rat us out? Who's gonna tell him? Is it gonna be you? Now I know if we get flagged, I know who to blame.
Yeah. They're like honeymoon phasing a little bit.
Okay,
Yes. I don't think they're at their like drama
So bad.
phase yet, which inevitably will happen. Everything fractures. Where do I think the drama is going to happen?
Call it out. Call
I
out
have
Bruce.
no idea.
What's Bruce gonna do, bro?
I'm not.
It gets better. I promise. It gets better. Remember, at like 8 or 9 minutes, it gets better. Okay, hold on. My Postmates here to drop off my order, and I'm not going to leave you guys alone with scuffed audio. I would never do it to you. So instead, I'm going to leave you guys with this while I go grab my order. Just while I go pick up my order. Hello? No, I'll be right there. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't do that to you guys. All right, guys. Well, I I don't want to eat while I'm reacting to the podcast because I want to like talk. I don't want to talk with my mouth full, so I'm gonna eat while we watch this. I'm gonna eat Taco Bell while we watch this. Arguably an equally gourmet food. Taco Bell. Fire sauce reduction on a bed of cheese over a tortilla crisp. Perfectly seasoned beef. Bruh. Fuck it. Let's watch the podcast. You guys want to finish this? There's 5 minutes left. All right, we can finish this. Play the podcast video, but this sound. I got you. Fixed. Audio fixed. A crunch wrap? No, I got the Mexican pizza though. Honestly, the Mexican pizza got a downgrade. I don't remember it looking this ugly. I remember it looking better. This looks pretty bad. So fire though, I don't care. So fire. Fuck you, chat. Say whatever you want. Don't care. Your opinion didn't matter to me. And finally, nachos for the culture. I'm not gonna lie. Travis,
Mark alert, Mark a pray.
thank you for the 3 months, Travis. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to admit this, but watching this makes the Taco Bell taste worse. I was hoping it would have no effect, but like it actually makes it taste worse. Continue. You taste that there is no love that went into it. FR. Bro, that spinach looks so fucking good. Holy fuck. What the bruh. I don't even like prime rib, really. I'd still fuck this up. Gravy way too watery. Agree. Oh, fuck. Actually, it's on you. Whatever, nerd. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Batman. Steakhouse is open at 2 a.m. that deliver. Wait, hold on. Not done eating. One more. One more, and then we'll get to the podcast. I promise. Short one. A short one. Also long. All right, my friend said he tried this one. Actually, no, let's do this one. No, let's do this one. Which one, chat? Call us out. Doing this one. Just kidding. I'm almost done. They do the Mexican pizza. You used to be able to grab the Mexican pizza like a pizza. You can't do that anymore. What the fuck? Look at this. It ruined the Mexican pizza. I've gotten a crunch wrap. FR. Stop saying FR. Why does everybody in chat keep saying that? You guys aren't fucking cool and young and hip and on TikTok, okay? You guys are bald that have no hose. And you're on Facebook. For real. Don't say L March. Okay, don't say L March. Okay, but that takes like a year to make every meal, bro. I would die of starvation. If I took this if I took this long to make food, like all the hoes left already, okay? They went home. My stomach does not feel good. I regret eating that. You're back. Okay. Okay. How much longer in this video? 3 minutes? Okay. We'll watch this and we'll get back to the podcast. I promise. Thank you for being here, by the way. Shouts out again to Frogan for that raid. That was very poggers and W of her. Can we get a Rogan? Oh wait, no. Rogan, more like Wogan, am I right? W. FR on God. Effing. What effing? No way. No way. Wait, we're effing? Hello? Effing? Hello? No, no shot, we're effing. It says it's good on my end. Hello? Real. It says I'm fine. Why are you guys gaslighting me? I'm watching myself right now. Stop lying. It just got back. Yeah. Okay, chat. Right. Right. Yeah. I effed. Sure I did. Whatever you say, chat. I gotta get those viewer numbers up, bro. I have myself open on my phone. I have myself open on 2 phones. 2 phones and a laptop in my living room. You effed. FR. I'm gonna fucking strangle you. I'm gonna find where you live and strangle you. In a video game. Hey, Aisha. Aisha. I'm back with Podcast React. Hey, Carmatty. It did up on my end. I know. I believe you guys. Jokes. We like to have fun around here. Little golden chicken jewels. Where's Oxenox? I need Oxenox commentary on this immediately. That does look fire though. I'm waiting for the chill vibes in here. I'm pulling an all-nighter before my first solo deposition. Are you a lawyer? Who does depositions? Is that lawyers? Okay, we saw the food. Back to this. It's gonna be scuffed, and I'm sorry. Yes, actual lawyer Pog. So if I'm ever in a pinch, if I'm ever in a pickle, rather, and I need a lawyer in a pinch, I can call 1-888 Aisha Esquire.
Tight group of friends.
And they have
How do I sue Ludwig for trashing our podcast with his bad audio? Can I sue him for that? Can I sue Ludwig for sabotaging our podcast? Our IP? Our LLC? The law around that. Can I take Lud to court? Tortoise interference. Tortoise interference. Can I sue for the emotional damage the bad audio has caused me? Yes, but not me though.
outside shit going on too. Like Kai is, I mean, Kai fucking like actually did music.
Audio is hard to listen, but I definitely still listen. Look, it gets better after the 9-minute mark. Okay, I promise.
Like legit, not like influencer turned musician type music. I'm talking like you just straight up. Was it
This sounds good.
Young Boy, or was it with?
I have no idea.
I don't want to fuck this up. Hold on, let's look it up.
I thought it was.
Let me come right
I thought
out.
it was Ski Mask.
Let's get right into it. You hurt my feelings.
I mean, how?
You hurt our feelings.
That's true.
My
This is
feelings too, but
Can I just say, the reason the title says Will Neff is the adult in the room, because in a lot of ways he was. A lot of the ways that title's a joke, because Will's a silly bitch, of course, we all know and love him for his, comedic timing and jokes. But the way he's able to just like cut through the bullshit and just be like very direct and honest when he needs to be, and then also bring the conversation back from being derailed. Love Will.
I think what just happened? Did we just get like 30
no.
minutes?
I'm saying I'm going back to
The
We
main
want to talk about the meat of it and not.
the meat of it. I don't care who Kai rapped with, even though Kai's great. What I'm going to say is there's one thing you said that really kind of fucked me up. And it made me beg a question about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
At one point you said that none of us hang out because we're friends.
Wait, I said that.
Not verbatim, but you insinuated that we never hang out because
I
we're
did
friends.
that. Wait, can I cut you off
Yeah,
then?
sure.
Okay. Before you develop too much into that mindset, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, right? Whenever I spoke about Hassan, right? I spoke about Hassan and how I view him, and I immediately, I'm like, oh man.
Well, actually, for little people had the curtain. I actually told the editor to cut this entire conversation, because the audio was too scuffed. What's he saying? I'll get to it. I'll translate every like few words. Okay. But like, editor pushed back. Editor being my roommate Gabe, he pushed back and he was like, I think even though it has scuffed audio, it's important enough because it's an important conversation between Will and X, and it kind of sets up a lot of like the future conversations, and that's why we left it in, even though it sounded like shit. I was like so fucking just upset with how bad the audio was, and like in my own head with how awful it was, that I just wanted to chop off the entire front and say fuck it. This probably has been asked 100 times, but do not do audio. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking fight you. I'll release the Ludwig cut, okay? I'll release the Ludwig cut. If enough people want me to release the Ludwig cut, I'll put it on Patreon. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. I'll translate XQC.
And every time.
So what he's saying,
And I immediately realized whenever
basically what X is saying here is like, I'm burning that bridge with Hassan, but I was still thinking of you, Will, because everybody loves Will. Who doesn't fucking love Will? He was like, so even when I was when I was like burning that bridge with Hassan, I was still in my own head, and I would stop myself and be like, but what about Will? But what about Will is what he would say.
I spoke about Hassan, right? I spoke about Hassan and how I view him, and I immediately I'm like, oh man, what about Will? And every time I kind of I just go on these tirades, I forget, well, what about Will, right?
So X actually, like, I mean, this is pretty. That's pretty big. I mean, like, X is basically saying that, like, you know, this wasn't ever directed at Will. Like, he actually thought about Will. Will was just taking strays in a lot of ways. Yeah. Which when he was saying that, I was surprised.
Right?
So you're saying I'm a snake and a clout shark, but he's fine?
I'm okay with everything that's happening.
What the fuck?
We're back,
sick,
baby.
sick, dude.
Things happen.
Podcast should just be called the Shit on Hassan podcast. Like, this is just every episode. Can you turn the YouTube audio up a bit? Yeah, I got you. Wait, are you trolling?
12-year
The
friendship.
mender has arrived.
12-year friendship.
So wait,
in
what
the poop.
do you mean by that? When you say like Hassan only hangs out with people for clout, you're saying then you think of Will, who's his true best friend, and you think it's a genuine relationship?
Yeah.
And so then it basically countered every point you said, but you were so angry that you kept going on these points, even though you knew you had the direct counter, which is this man.
Yeah.
Why did you do that then, knowing that what you said in your head was wrong at the time?
Yeah, because whenever you're snowballing downwards, like you can't start like fixing the values.
So this is the follow-up question I wanted to ask.
Literally, what X said, whenever you're snowballing downwards, you can't, like, yeah. So he's basically saying, he's like, what X is saying is like he was too in too deep at that point that, like, the bridges were being burned regardless. There was no turning back. Which I was, like, honestly pretty surprised that that's how he felt, because I feel like, yeah, I feel like it takes so much for people to be, like, not down to always give somebody a second chance. Or, like, I feel like in this industry, especially, like, streamers are always, like, so much to, like, actually, like be too far gone, you know? Like, even Slicker, who straight up, like, did, like, grand larceny and, like, robbed a fuck ton of people. Like, in a way, like, people were still like, you're not beyond redemption. We're going to, like, kind of bail you out, which I kind of disagree with. But still, it's like, even that, you know? And what X did is nowhere near that. He was just, like, you know, being abrasive with people. And thank you for the 36 months.
I talked to him about this, and it begs the question with people like you. Where does Felix the person end and XQC the streamer begin these days? Do you ever feel like your persona is, like, colliding so much with your personal life that sometimes you find yourself doing things in your personal life as XQC or things on stream as Felix?
I think it's just the computer. Whenever you're at the computer, like she will go out of hand really fast, right? It's not anything like people say, oh, persona type of thing. I don't really say like that. It's just like
He's saying he doesn't have, like, a different persona. It's just whether or not he's at the computer that changes the way he acts, which I guess in a way is persona, but, like, yeah.
just like fucking being at the computer, just fucking turning demonic. Like it's kind of hard to.
The demonic is an interesting way to see it. I see the light in your eyes, right? At one point, I called you a content genius, and a lot of people got upset about that. And I was like, no, he is, right? And there's something to be said about what you create resonates with a certain audience right now.
Yeah.
And you know what you're doing. A lot of what
Demonic
you're
just
doing
like his audio.
is, like, your ability to percolate an audience.
Yeah.
And I think you have a hard time throttling that, right? One time you verbatim said content over everything.
Yeah.
Does that stand true to this day, or will you ever dial it back?
I just kind of love that. It's gonna. I feel like even if I were to lie to you guys or lie to myself, it's like
I hate that this makes it look like X's mic is fucked up, but it's actually Ludwig's mic. It's just that X is sitting right next to him. That's why I fucking hate this, because people think that, like, I gave X the scuffed mic, but I intentionally avoided doing that because I wanted to make sure his audio came in loud and clear, and it still got fucked. That's probably what I regret most about all of this. The irony is, if I'd given X the scuffed mic, whenever he talked and went on, like, long rants, he would have come in clearly the way Ludwig does. when it's just Ludwig talking.
Back. And I feel like anytime it'll happen, and I'll say, I'm like, man, that would be good if he went like this. I'll always go for it. Which is, it's like I'm like self-cursed.
Do you ever watch professional wrestling?
I used to not to ever. I started like this year. I fucking love it. It's so fun.
So when you're doing these things, when you're going on these content moments,
Look at the way look at this snake. Look at this little slithery snake. Look at the way he's pointing his mic. He's like ever so slightly pointing in the way of X because he knows that X will get double audio. He knows he'll echo. Look at his smug face. He knows what he's doing. He's fucking sabotaging our podcast to get the fucking Patreon numbers down so that they go back to the yard. Look at him. Look at him. He's pointing the mic at X. It's all there. It's all in front of us. It's caught in 4K. Thank you for the 4 months, Emma. Everybody, please go check out Emma Maley, another great streamer on this platform. Give her some love. Show her some love, and thank you for the 4 months. If you're just joining us, Emma, I am watching Scuffed Audio podcast. That Ludwig sabotaged our podcast. Can't believe he did that. Pretty gross, because he's a snake wig, if you will. Drama. Big drama.
Can check in with us and be like, hey guys, I'm playing this up for X reason.
What I'm just trying to say is, I think perhaps you don't feel the need to change or examine your behavior and the way that you deal with other content creators because you don't think that they're
Roach.
real humans.
Roach, if you will. You calling Ludwig a roach? Look at him. Look at him. He's so focused. Ludwig is so focused. He's like, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, I'm sabotaging so hard. I'm dismantling their podcast. Were they getting mixed down into the same audio channel? Yes. I know, John Lennon 420. I know. Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry. I know you're just like, it's just that I've gotten to every version of the question a million times, but yeah.
You think that they're content creators,
Yeah, maybe
right?
Just the guy in the back?
And-
Carl?
See myself in them.
Yeah, perhaps. And like you have changed for the better in other issues when it comes to like broader concepts, like not tolerating homophobia. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Whereas you don't have that kind of you don't have that kind of authentic internal change with respect to how you treat other content creators around you.
It's
And
Dream, yeah.
I think that's where the mismatch happens. Like, that's where we're having a breakdown.
Dream on the
in
pod?
that.
Dream on the
Quick
pod?
question for you. Has there ever been a moment where a creator did some shit that pissed you the fuck off and it would have been repaired if they sent you a DM and apologized or something?
Nah.
That's crazy that he said that.
Never given a fuck.
Not that I don't give a fuck. Is that whatever they do, like I know I can fight.
Hey,
them
the
back.
audio's fixed now, see? The audio's fixed now. So actually it was around like the 16-minute mark where we just chopped up a lot of the beginning that was just like kind of useless banter. But here around the 16-minute mark, I was like, Ludwig's mic is picking up way too much of X. The other thing is, I'm monitoring the audio of the 4 mics, but the USB mic, there's no way I can monitor it as well because I'm monitoring straight to the fucking Rodecaster. Anyway, so I'm kind of just monitoring levels visually, but not audibly on Ludwig's mic. And when I saw that like Ludwig's mic was activating way too much when X was talking, and so I fucking gated the fuck out of it even harder around this mark, and so it gets a lot less offensive. But it still happens, but it gets a lot less offensive. And similar thing happened to me with a Zoom mic and 2 regular mics, 2.5 hours all ruined. Bro, audio is hard, okay? And typically, I'll say this. Typically, productions have a dedicated audio person that is not the camera people and the recording people or the tech people. Usually those are all different people. I'm the one person, okay? And I have a background in like working with audio. My time at 100 Thieves, I ran the podcast over there. It's like I'm not completely unfamiliar. I'm like I run a live stream and like there's audio routing that happens here. It's like I'm not like completely inept, but like doing everything all at once as one person, like sometimes there's a lot of points for failure. So, dude, do I have COVID? Fuck. Also,
Back
I'll see you guys
harder
at TwitchCon.
and then
Nothing will.
usually
Yeah,
do.
I don't think anything is going to be able to penetrate in that regard because he's right. Like XQC has a massive community, a lot of stands, a lot of diehard support over years and years of cultivating said community.
Right.
So for that reason, it's like nothing is going to actually ever penetrate in the same way that like if he even offhandedly remarks about another content creator, they're automatically smaller, right? Like in the way that you would get owned by the El Rato shit, right?
Back in the day.
Chat, he will never.
Not anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't get owned anymore.
people never forget.
I've never get owned.
Yeah, people keep saying that actually behind
Probably
your
been
back.
talking a little too.
People say,
I told you. I didn't have anything to talk about with
no,
this.
you have the good mic for a reason.
Do I actually?
Yes,
Okay,
if we
here's
gave
what
him
I'm
the shit
thinking.
mic.
I think Ludwig's in the wrong.
What?
Has been.
What?
I'm just glad that.
Dude.
Bro, I'm your number 2, Luffy. Chill.
Based.
So
Based.
true.
Anyway, but
Based Carl
I
take.
guess what I was trying to say is, you won't ever see the repercussions in a similar way to like what you do because we talk about how I think this is a principle that you probably believe in. Treat others how you would expect to be treated, right? You believe in that?
Not really.
That was crazy. That was a hot take. That was like a monumentally hot take. That's all I'm gonna say. Crazy take out of X. But hey. Okay then.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy. Why?
Yeah.
Explain that. Dig into that one.
Well, I don't get it. I just don't agree with that.
What about
Is that in person or on the web?
I feel
Do you
like.
see that? Do you see that? Rewind. Computer.
Well, I don't get it. I just don't agree with that.
what about
Is that
What is he doing? You see this? Computer. Enhance. It didn't really enhance. What's going on here? Lud? Can anyone explain this for me? Can anyone explain what Ludwig is doing here for me? Anybody? Thing. Little sus. Little sus. I'm gonna say.
that in person or on the web?
I feel like that's like so just overall. I just feel like it's like mechanical. It's so mechanical that it,
I'm
Sus
going to
Jew.
say this. I've never seen you be rude to anybody in
The
person.
truth is
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, that's
well, I don't
true.
like confrontation. I'm not a big confrontational person in person.
Yeah, but it's
They'll say,
not,
"Oh,
it's
he's a
not, it's
keyboard
not
warrior," but-
non-confrontational. You're typically quite friendly to people. That you
Yeah, that's
meet in
true.
person.
I will say that is true. I have had my own personal experiences with X, albeit they're very brief and it was only a couple of times. But every time I've ever interacted with X off camera, he's been very nice to me. The very first time was when he was in town. I was still working at 100 Thieves, and he was in town on a weekend. It was like a Saturday or Sunday. So like I don't know if people know. I mean the way like normie jobs work. Typically, you don't work weekends. So 100 Thieves doesn't work on the weekends, right? So we have Saturdays and Sundays off. But we work with streamers and stuff, so it's not uncommon that like sometimes a project will land on a weekend. But this was during like the end of COVID-ish. Not that we're done with COVID, but you know what I mean. Things were opening back up. But I was still like one of the only people at the compound, and I was the person who was in charge of running our streaming pods at the 100 Thieves compound. So we had these like streaming pods where people would come and like use them to stream if they're like from out of town or they need to set up. And I got a message from my manager that was like, yo, XQC is in town, and do you think we could set him up with a streaming pod? And I think it was like a Sunday or something. He's like, would you mind coming in? Get him set up. And I was like, sure. So I go there. No one's working. Office is completely empty. I think it's after hours, too. I think it was kind of late. I think it was like 7 or 8 p.m. But I live close to the compound, so I was like, yeah, sure. And I know who XQC is, so I was like, yeah, of course we'll set him up. This will look good for 100 Thieves. I always want to be accommodating. Anyway, I go get him set up. He gets there. I show him the room. And he like quickly realized, he was like, are you the only one here? And I was like, yeah. He's like, did you open up the compound just for me? And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's fine. He's like, no. Like the way in his very like XQC way, he was like, okay, like Like he like felt, I could tell he felt bad. Like he was like, you didn't have to do that. You know, he's like that. I'm not okay with that. Like that you did that. Like not like mad, but just like he felt like bad. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, no, dude. Yeah, exactly. He was like, no, dude. But I was like, it's fine. But I thought it was very nice, you know? Like, I'm just like a nobody employee, you know? Like, I'm just a little worker, you know? He's like the biggest streamer in the world. So, like, people just like fall in line to like accommodate for him all the time, I'm sure. But he was like, nah, bro, what the fuck? You have to do that? Anyway, I've also had a couple other interactions with him, but he's always really, really nice IRL.
I guess here's a question: are you the soft little kitten that bears his claws online, but you're normally the soft nice guy, or are you just, because you are in person and don't like confrontation, hiding back your true thoughts and you're thinking evil things right now?
Yeah, like when you go out with people, you're like, fuck these motherfuckers,
Barely.
bro.
Actually, sometimes I get mad at myself for giving people too many chances in real life also, and I'm like, I let this slide a lot, but also there's not a lot of input in real life. It's just us talking. Sometimes you're at the club.
You can also avoid the
There's
feedback
noise.
on the internet. You can just not look
Dude,
at it.
I just got like such fucking PTSD. Oh my God, I didn't mean to ban you. Hold on. I accidentally right clicked. I didn't mean to ban that person. I'm so sorry. I literally accidentally clicked my mouse and it banned somebody. Okay, hold on. I unbanned you. My bad. That was a misclick. But dude, I just got PTSD of when Hassan used the words, you can also avoid. When he says you can also avoid, my like fucking like I got like a Pavlovian response. I was like, avoid the ads, top of the hour by subscribing to Twitch Prime.
Right.
Sometimes you're at the club.
You can also
whatever.
avoid the
There's
feedback on the internet. You can just not look at a DM, for example.
Right.
So in
Hassan
real life,
Abi
it's, like,
heads,
slower,
no.
but on the internet, shit catches fire, and then things are like so much gets in, right? And instead of like fighting that and like being no, I gotta come on. I usually get consumed, and I'm
Crystal Irene, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome to the crack smokers. We got to think of a better name.
and I go all in.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
In what sense though?
Is what you're making art?
See, the audio's not scuffed anymore. The audio's not scuffed anymore. Like, it's good. It's good now. Like, it's manageable. It's listenable now. Right? Copium. Don't say Pepe laugh. It's fine. Fine. Dude, what pissed me off was the amount of comments that I saw when I first uploaded it, like when I published it. After like 24 hours of fucking freaking out and like trying to get this thing to be good and wanting to just end it all, I finally published it and I was like, this has to be good enough. And I put a disclaimer right here. I was like, look, sorry, it's scuffed on the front end. Sorry, it's scuffed on the front end of the video. And then I commented immediately and I was like, hey, just want to apologize for scuffed audio for context. And I gave some context and I was like, luckily the majority of the bad audio is only within the first 9 minutes or so. Definitely learning this. And the amount of comments right off rip that I saw, I was like, unwatchable, audio bad. Within like 2 minutes of the video being posted, can't watch. Like, audio is too bad, audio is too scuffed. And like, I saw one that was like, I'm 3 minutes in, the audio is so bad. I saw a comment in YouTube that was like, I'm 3 minutes in and the audio is so bad, I'm gonna stop watching. Let me know if it gets any better or something like that. And I was like, bro, I tried to put it everywhere in front of you. Like, it's not that bad. Also, Banana Pone, thank you for the tier 1. I love you.
I think the way I see it is like it's either all art or like there's no art type of thing, right? So I guess I see myself as both an artist and a nobody.
Yeah.
Do you guys understand that or not?
Yeah. Follow up.
Okay, yeah.
If you could make one perfect piece of art, what is it?
What piece of art in this space?
Are you making a movie? Are you
Any
making a
space.
song? Are you painting something?
Are you making a game show?
I'm making the most explosive, disastrous live drama that everybody's like consensual in it.
Oh, you
right?
did it.
Like,
Never mind.
and it reaches like
Congratulations.
crazy shit.
Yeah, my guy's done it.
Yeah,
So-
you've done it already.
So you are like a classic.
Excuse me. Hassan banned me for asking if he was going to farm the XQC drama because his name kept being brought up. I guess I'll subscribe to you now instead. I mean, it's kind of that's a silly question, but I will take your money though, and I will let you go here immediately. Sculpture for me. We need to flash such notices on screen. Yeah, I should have just put that notice on screen. Hey, Forehouse.
Instigator. You
Yeah.
like to get a rise out of people.
Yeah, I like that.
Have you ever gone back and watched
yeah, I
like
like
Andy
that.
Kaufman's stuff?
I don't know who that is.
He's a comedian who had a very similar sensibility that he thought like the best or highest form of art was like agitating people.
Okay. I mean, not okay. I don't want to agitate them, right? I want it to be more consensual, something that like we're both in it already, and I'm not coming out of the woodworking being like, "Man, your hat's fucking ugly, man."
Yeah.
Like, why is it so?
I
fucking
didn't realize until a few minutes in there was any issues, and then when I went to look for a disclaimer and saw it, what does that say about me? It means that you're a smart person. You proceeded to farm it for the next 2 weeks, culminating in this podcast, of course. I don't think you farmed it. I think he just kept getting dragged into it. I know that different.
Are you all right, man? It's all good.
100 Thieves hats on sale now.
They're on sale for a reason, bro.
Damn. Dude. Okay, well.
No, but okay. So
Does that make
here's a-
sense though or
here-
not?
Here's a question though. With what I said earlier with the wrestling take, right?
Yeah.
If you're never getting like the consent of people to enter into firebrand drama,
Yeah.
Which I don't think many people would want
how
to enter.
can you make something like in that drama space that people on the other half of that want to entertain? Because typically,
Because they're bad at it.
Can you explain the consent? What do you mean by that?
And I just think the consent.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you're already partaking in an action that's almost pseudo or
Will is so
directly.
philosophical. I love Will so much, and I wear this on my sleeve, but at the same time, I fucking hate Will so much. Because Will is the type of person that is so well-spoken, so talented, just so charismatic and likable, that, like, it just reminds you how, like, inadequate you are in comparison. like just being around him, I'm just constantly like, damn, I am so unfunny compared to you.
How to say this? It's like you're already in something with somebody.
Like
Right.
you both know what you're getting into.
Yeah, a topic is already on hand. They're already in something, like an Among Us game. We're already in it, right? So drama related to that is not like
Will belongs in actual TV's movies, most overqualified person on Twitch. Oh yeah, he'll end up there for sure. He'll do it for sure. It's only a matter of time.
I'm instigating it. I'm not gonna have it would work saying some dumb shit.
So like you guys,
I
this
was
fight
about to
that's
say,
happened was consensual.
I think that someone like myself can absolutely take it. And I think you kind of understand that. Even though I do personally feel upset about the way that what I considered our friendship to be has turned into this disastrous thing.
Yeah.
I am one of the very few people who also has a large enough community that when you are saying like you're a snake, you're a clout shark, all this shit, it doesn't really it's nothing I haven't heard before. Half the time you're literally repeating things that people on Reddit are saying, no matter how ridiculous they are. So I can still take it, so that's understandable to a certain degree. I can tank it, but many people can't, especially smaller content creators can't.
Yeah.
Even if they call you out, and I think you understand that because you're like, well, if someone stoops low, I gotta stoop low as well, and I gotta fight back.
Lower.
I'll stoop lower, I'll push back. That's what I'm saying. But then you also understand the consequences
X is a psychopath.
of actions like that.
go low, we go lower.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama said that.
But but you also understand the consequences of that because you have apologized publicly in certain instances.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
He's like, when people go low, he's like, I go lower.
When things get really out of hand. Well, I want to say one more thing
Yeah,
though,
you go.
about what you said. Like I always say, okay, I think mixing size in this is like really hard because I understand that now it's like that, right? But this has been something like it's like doubling down on being wrong. I'm like quadrupling down on being wrong, right? Or like it's not something that I've done because I have more power, or bigger these days. I've always done shit like this, right? I was like the known, but back in New Watch days, I was in something called Pro Talk, right? Only pros could talk, and I was just waiting for
Good name, accurate name.
the day that I could be in there just to talk shit to people that are bigger than me, right? And the day I got in, I just started saying some shit, and I made drama that was so bad I'd get kicked out, and then the guy who owned the Discord would re-invite me when things would get stale and boring, and I would fucking stood up again, right? And I was like a nobody. I was like 200 viewer Andy, whatever.
That guy talks really fast. Is this your first time ever witnessing XQC speak?
And I was joshing these like big like 1,000 like big guys, right? And I just found fun in that. I just think it's fun
You would
Do you
rather.
think that's part of your identity as a competitor?
as
Because-
a person.
Well, one of the most famous athletes of all time is Reggie Miller, right? And I don't know if you've ever heard of Reggie Miller, but his gift as a basketball player was he would destroy the mental of the people around
Yeah.
him. He's famous for beating my team, the New York Knicks, by basically just picking them apart and getting our point guard to like punch him in the head and get ejected. And so like that was his gift. When did you start like wanting to become a shit talker and a firebrand? Like
It's always been like that.
since you were like a child.
I've been like 8 years old, Halo almost.
Really?
Oh yeah. We used to. My brother used to set up a camera, like a hidden camera, like an actual, not like a fake one, an actual one back in days. And he used to film me talking shit.
I
on
kept
Halo.
thinking the wall would come down a little. Then the longer it went on, I realized. I mean, by the end, it does come down a little bit, and then in the bonus episode, like there's a lot of like vulnerability too. But you're right. It's you gotta chip away at it a little bit.
Halo when I was like, like 10 years old.
I think
To
I
lead
think
to your
this speaks
parents?
to- I think this speaks to his
Just for content.
success in the space as well, because there are a lot of people in the gaming space that behave in the exact same capacity where they're like, I'm just a troll.
Yeah.
Because you can be completely removed from the consequences of your actions. You don't ever have to think about anyone in your Call of Duty lobby as a real human being. You're just like blasting off. Carl is shaking his head because he's like, yeah, me too, man.
Yeah,
I've
love
been in
that.
those lobbies.
When
dude.
I played with Carl Valorant for the first time, and you were relentless.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
like,
He
wildly
is gamer
toxic.
first. His first language is
My
gamer.
first
So
language is
toxic.
gamer.
Yeah, it's pretty.
No
fun.
slurs to be clear, but wildly toxic.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Oh, that's actually not a bit. I'm the worst human on the planet when it comes.
Really?
To
Wait,
swear
I
to
did
God.
not know that.
No, yeah,
That's so
It's
funny.
it was
He's not kidding.
it was funny, but it was like because he's such a sweet person, but then the other person in the game is not a human to him.
I will admit that I am like a don't fire till fired upon.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
No.
in League.
Well,
Yeah.
But once someone opens up that all chat,
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying
Especially
wild
if
shit.
it's on like if it's like a British person, you know what I'm saying?
Carl's
someone wrote-
around 2 all chatting.
Valorant. Someone wrote Valorant. We were playing. Someone wrote force forfeit. Like someone wrote all chat FF after winning 4 wins. I muted myself. I didn't want him to hear it because I can't like actually get across that message across to him eloquently. But on my stream, I was just straight up like, I would find your IP address. I would consensually fuck your mom and make sure that your mom and dad are divorced, and then your dad would go into a deep depression and lose the house and would no longer be able to have a job and pay the mortgage.
But I always
interesting.
wait till the other party engages.
Yes.
I definitely.
Someone
don't.
needs to fire back first.
I don't on
See,
stream.
I don't see. I disagree with all Vegas on that. Okay,
Yeah.
I think people are losing their minds when I think they can only be toxic verbally. But I think you can do toxic.
X is 24. No, he's like 26 or 27. He's my age, I think. I'm 26. I'm pretty sure X is also 26. Speaking of which, October 10th, this upcoming Monday, I'm turning 27. Any carers? Any carers? Oh yeah, he's literally my age. I'm a month older than XQC. Literally a month. His a month and 2 days. His birthday is November 12th.
fucking gameplay or not talking about just you can start something by just playing the game a certain way. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like like if you're
Yeah,
playing
I'm
a
not
game
good
in
enough
League
for that.
and
Happy
you're doing your
birthday,
first
thank
camp,
you.
okay, and your bot lane comes in and
Thank you.
steals your red, like that's fucking annoying. Like you're a cuck lord and I'm not talking shit, and he's gonna say, "Oh wow, you're talking shit. You started." No, I didn't.
Would you consider that something that would entice you to be toxic? Is if they do an action in game that's toxic?
We're talking about Will League.
yeah.
He calls it depression. He's gonna go fucking.
Okay.
He's not gonna have a reasonable.
So you're
take.
not firing.
I want to play League with Will. I feel like we'd have so much fun. I feel like Will and I playing League would be content.
back on words only.
No, there's some things you can do that can make it.
100%.
This is an all play question for everybody.
Okay.
Will is such a fucking theater nerd. Holy shit.
Okay. We've all established.
Is that a seen it term?
Yeah. We've all established that we're unbelievably toxic when
Yes.
it comes to video games.
Yes.
But this is a quality that is manifested ubiquitously, right? This is kids, young adults, men, women, all across the spectrum have this capacity to be toxic on the internet. But we've seen in all of us, in person, we're like obnoxiously decent people, right? Do you think
Almost all.
that our toxicity on
Ludwig
the
is right
internet,
there. I don't know about
To my
that.
left.
Raton, do you think our toxicity on the internet is a manifestation of us suppressing our natural impulses as a symptom of polite society?
He's saying we should be more.
How are you that well spoken, bro? How are you that well spoken? How many books a motherfucker gotta read to be able to formulate a thought like that?
Primal and
I think
duke
it's
it
just
out.
fun, dude. It is
Yeah,
just fun.
I don't see this that way. I feel like real life and internet and being online is like so different, right? That you can compare like your human thing or whatever you do when you're in person to whatever you're in the game.
What happens then as the internet becomes closer akin to real life?
Weird you titled
Right?
the episode of the pod,
Then
The
People are
Problem with
people are
Black
getting
Panther.
kinder than
Do you think so?
yeah. If you're getting closer to real life.
Yeah, if you had your government name on there, nobody would be saying 90% of the shit they're saying.
What do you
Well,
have
it's
to
like
say?
repercussions. I mean, even in real life, like you could fuck me up, like you could one tap me. I'll still call you certain names or whatever, right? Because I know
All the
you
way down, he's fucking. You're a rat. You're a snake. snake.
I could deck the shit out of Hassan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl is actually
I could
sneakily
rock
good.
3v2, we win.
3v2? Only because Carl's there.
Yeah. I'll go do
2v1, I win.
To be clear, it'd be 1v2 and we'd be watching.
because I'd be winning.
Wait, 3v2, both of us?
My boy just figured out numbers.
Oh, I thought you meant 3v1.
Yeah, that's all I
Just
said.
me. I was like genuinely thinking about
Yeah,
that.
Farley on the spot.
Wait. No shot. 3v2.
Well, I solo Hassan.
It's game over.
I solo Will because we start making out. I take him out sexually.
Just shit talking.
No.
Just fucking, dude.
Will's like, I'm almost done.
Okay, this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. See, when they all start talking over each other, it gets really bad, which sucks. But also, like, this is also why you don't want that many guests on the podcast, because, like, people kind of have a tendency to talk over each other. It's fine. It would have been fine. It would have been fine if Ludwig didn't sabotage our audio.
No shot.
I can go for hours.
Okay. Gay stuff aside. We'll do more of that in the paywall.
Can we go back to being homophobic like Fear Hand should be?
What I'm saying is that
True.
even though I know you can fuck me up, right? You're probably not going to do it, right? Well, on the internet, it's not like I'm not going to talk shit to you because you have my real name or you have my real life address. Does that make sense?
Did you ever play sports?
I did solo sports a lot.
Okay. In soccer, like that was the only thing I liked doing was fucking with people. to
Chirping
be honest.
people?
Oh yeah, like when you just stand next to them and start pinching them and shit.
I love chirping.
And it's a no headphone podcast, so they just get louder when they talk over each other. Okay, look, I drew the diagram of Hassan's room. I showed you guys what we're working with. I'm working with what I got, okay?
The
You
bench.
were that guy?
Yeah, dude, there was a
Oh, I
there was a-
hated that man.
There was a guy that threw me to the ground and started kicking me and told me he was gonna put me in a wheelchair.
You're Reggie Miller.
Yeah, you're Reggie
You
Miller.
are. Dude, that is. I hated that guy.
It was awesome though.
Fucking
It's 'cause
every
I
time.
sneezed and wiped my nose on his shoulder.
Dude,
Dude,
I'm getting PTSD flashbacks of high school basketball right now.
So
Like
why-
what you're describing is
Why are you not this monster in the online space? You're Sweetie Carl.
well, we've heard that he is.
no, but
No,
that's
no, no. I
different.
mean,
It's
as
like
a
talking about-
creator.
Oh, as a creator.
What do you mean?
You don't do.
You're not
you don't do
sneezing on
that
people metaphorically.
Stuff that XUC does.
I will.
Or at least it doesn't make the
To
final
be fair, I
cut.
feel like I don't do a lot of competitive stuff. I feel like he's very more competitive in
I
general.
mean, Among Us is
Yeah.
not competitive, dog.
Nice to that.
Cap.
In Overwatch, I used to be like that. Like make teams catch on fire by saying and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I would like go on my stream and I would make a caricature of a certain team. I'd say something about them, right?
Yeah.
And become like a meme, and then it would like get into their heads a little bit about that meme, right? Like
I know,
one
Jake,
day
I'm just
I was
trolling.
play some team called Selfless with I don't know if you guys know Defran and Sinatra or whatever. And Sinatra was carrying me hard, and I called him Sinatra and the trash cans. It was only him good. Anybody was dog shit. Right?
Sinatra and the track.
Yeah, this
You got Trump
podcast
levels
this
of-
podcast did show me that, or did teach me that Carl is a psychopath too, apparently.
Of name quips.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
And
awesome.
then it got to their heads, and and there was a bunch of stuff like that. It just I don't know.
To be clear, I mean, again,
One of the greatest
guy threw me
instigators
to
of our
the ground, started
generation.
kicking me, I'm gonna put you in a wheelchair. He got the red card. He's out. Now we're playing 11 versus 10.
Reggie Miller.
Easy.
See what I'm saying?
Easy. My man won his soccer games. So you think it's because of lack of competition? There's no reason to treat people.
Well, like when I played GTA RP, I was annoying.
Talking like
Wait,
good shit.
really? That's not
Yeah,
even
I was
competitive.
like the worst. I know. I guess that's not
There's nothing
competitive.
competitive with
Just
GTRP.
messing with like random people is just the funniest shit on the planet.
But technically, we're all competing then, and now in that sense, then technically, if you're all streaming and we're up or playing game, you're still competing one way or another.
To be
what?
fair, there is like an underlying. Everybody's competing to be making content in GTRP, right? I don't know.
Who's the funniest? Who's the most captivating? Who's the most enigmatic?
I guess you can take
I
that
don't-
further.
Enigmatic.
I don't see it like that.
Yeah, see, I don't even see that like that. Even I, as like a goblin of content, that person, I feel like this is why I see myself. Even I don't do that in GTA and other games.
I've
I
never
don't
played
even do
Overcooked.
that, right?
Demon.
Because I can be on
Is
the
it good?
sidelines and capture the thing properly for my audience.
My favorite clip is when you go into the back of the truck and then he starts crashing.
Oh, yeah.
I love that shit so much. Yeah.
Yeah, like so just capturing anything good. I don't have to be on in the center of it to have good content for my viewers. At the end of the day, I want them to have content.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the content all the time.
Okay.
Right? So the content is good, and I can make it in a way that looks good for them to watch. I'm winning.
I guess I wasn't saying you being the content, or is your channel. Right?
Oh yeah.
So let's
Anyway, but going back to like looking at people as like disposable stepping stones or whatever. With respect to like competitive gaming or whatever, yeah, there's an element of anonymity. You don't know who the fucking other person is. That's understandable. But there are people you create content with that you do know that are in the space, and they will never.
That's why I point something else out.
Understandable.
Look at the
There are-
body movement. Okay, I need to point something else out. Let me just. I'm gonna point something else out, and I need you guys to follow me on this one. Okay, you're gonna think it's kind of a stretch. You're gonna think it's kind of a reach. But when I point it out, you start to realize the signs. Okay, you start to notice the signs. Watch this. Let's enhance.
Stepping stones or whatever.
I want you to pay close attention to XQC's body movement here, specifically his hands, what he does with them. Okay, and you pay very close attention to what XQC does with his hands here.
With respect to like competitive gaming or whatever, yeah, there's an element of anonymity. You don't.
Stop. He's holding the mic, readjusting the mic. That's fine. That's fine. Seems innocent, probably because he noticed something was wrong with the mic, right? And he's like, oh, that's weird. This wire seems a little loosened or something. Let me correct it, okay? So he's fixing it. Because he's not out to sabotage our podcast. But now look at him. Look at Lud's eye. You can see out of the corner of his eye here. He can see in his peripheral that X is fixing the mic. So watch Lud now. Now watch Lud once X is done fixing the mic.
You don't know who the fucking other person is. That's understandable. But there are people you create content with that you do know that are in the space, and they will never. And I think you know.
Did you notice that? You see that? Do you see that? It's subtle. It's subtle, but it's there.
Well, Ludwig mentioned this in my
He looks to see if I'm watching him too. Look, you can see like.
chat.
Look, he's
And
looking
they
at the
will
camera
never-
to see
and I
if
think
I'm
he
watching
knows
him.
as well. Ludwig mentioned this.
Like he knows he's guilty.
In my chat, which was misconstrued, where like you recognize your place in the space and you recognize where other people's places are in the space as well, with respect to both the power dynamic and also
Sus.
like what
All
they
I'm
can
saying,
do back
sus.
to you. And I think that when you are at the top,
The guild is
which you
making him
are,
itchy.
I think that there's a certain responsibility that comes with
We
that
know what you
power,
did, Lud.
where you shouldn't.
We know what you did.
Like this is my genuine feeling. You shouldn't use that in a way that harms other people. You can still be toxic, especially to people who can take it, especially people who are like, there's a brief back and forth with. But I do think that like it gets out of hand when it ends up impacting other people in a sometimes very harmful
I
way.
did the JCS like noise clip. The here you can see your. I don't know. I've never watched
that's tough
JCS.
then, because then it's just gonna be
Ludwig,
losses.
hashtag Ludwig lied.
Like
Fear
losses
and
and-
died.
Always, if you can think about it, I think it's a loss of content. It's a loss of everything, because then I feel like this is okay. I'm genuine about this. I think this is not dumb. I just disagree with it on a massive level. It's like, okay, but now I have a weapon because now I'm bigger, right? So then I don't do that, right? So then I kind of wait and do less things until I guess I'm smaller, and now I'm smaller. There's no weapon anymore. Fuck it, go back at it again.
No,
go
you
fucking
don't-
hard on 'em until I get big enough. Then go back to small and fuck it up again. It's like,
No.
I don't see it.
No,
That's
you
so-
misunderstood me. I wasn't saying you should get smaller and then you can do it.
But if he did get smaller, would it be okay if he did it? I guess is the
No,
question.
even in that
If he has
regard,
1,000
I think,
viewers,
like,
is it fine if
I
he
think
does what he does?
There is, well, if he has 1,000 viewers, it's the impact is softened, right? It's like the difference between someone who is a higher weight class punching at people. It's like punching down versus punching up. If you're Mike Tyson and you know, you get into a scuffle, you have to carry yourself a certain way, knowing full well that if you actually fucking unload on someone, you're gonna kill them, right? And you are, in this respect, the Mike Tyson of street fighting, right? So you have to carry yourself even when it feels unjust. And I do this as well. There are smaller content creators who fucking bite at me way more than they do at you. There is an entire cottage industry of people who like will hunt down every single thing that I say, misconstrue it, or look at it in the least charitable way possible, and get even up to millions of views. Pokemon gets this a lot too. You can hear some of those criticisms from XQC as well. He's repeated many of them over the past week. But like
that's like spare ammo. Whenever I do it, it's like kind of like the pipeline of like, oh, I'm gonna say a couple real good things, and I'm gonna get the ammo on the ground that people have laid out. I'm gonna put it back in the gun and fucking fire it.
Alting.
Yeah.
You alting and picking up everything you see in the ground and then using it.
Yeah,
He's like a kid.
it's
He's
still
used his
fucked up.
kid.
It is fucked up.
Using
It
everyone's
is fucked
weapons.
up.
Yeah, it is because it just perpetuates memes and stereotypes.
And I don't
Yeah.
believe in it either.
And
It kind of sucks.
And none of those things are like not a single one of those things are true. But now you got 60,000 motherfuckers in there going, "Oh my God, he's right. This guy is a fucking
I think it's
snake."
dumb to say things you don't think are true. I think
Yeah.
it's just dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's chill to roast, but like if you don't even believe it, then it's
And
like,
I
why
don't-
are you making other people believe the shit you don't believe?
Yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
that is fucked up, especially if you have a personal relationship with the other person that you're
I'm a
like,
big
that you're involved with.
don't
Here, you can see an increase in characteristically self-soothing activities, such as rubbing one's own arm, increased blinking, a clear sign that an individual is trying to hide a deceptive maneuver, particularly one involving audio equipment.
ask for permission, but seek forgiveness, guy. I think that asking for permission limits you in a lot of ways
That's
from
why you're
things
a
that you
piece of
want to
shit.
do. It is why sometimes I'm a piece of shit, but I think it's.
Yeah, he admitted.
I think you conduct yourself very well. I was joking.
I think there's areas where I don't, and I seek forgiveness rather than asking permission to do something because I think it's better in the moment. Like if you have to ask permission to do everything you want to fucking do, you're gonna be bogged down. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be slow.
I agree with you.
But it is
there's
important
a
to do the
line that
second-
you have set for yourself that you probably will not cross with a lot of people.
But if I did, I would seek forgiveness regardless because I think that's the way to like.
There are lines that you will never cross with
You would
people.
never say something rude about me.
Okay, I also have a line about things that I'll say that I don't believe in it that aren't as bad.
X looks
I think
bored as
whenever
fuck.
I'll say something
Nah,
that
he was
I don't believe
engaged.
in, I don't think are true. People have said, right, that are like half memes, half truth, or whatever, that are gonna explode in his face. Well, I'm not gonna go stupid the lowest possible. Like, since I know you, I'm not gonna stoop as low as possible. For other people, I will, right? But for you, some things that I've repeated are bad. They're not disastrous. Like, I don't know, saying like fucking Hassan Grifter Kami. That's like something you see on Reddit, right? But does that make you actually mauled?
It doesn't make me actually mauled. It does get really annoying because that is unironically something that people like cut content out of, and you're just validating their feelings. There are people who legitimately believe that because there are so many other content creators who have made videos like this. So there's a difference between you dropping that and like him making like a funny fucking remark when he's next to me. You know what I mean? When he says like dumb shit like that. It's like me saying he's racist or whatever.
I
You
think
know what I mean?
well,
No,
what's
but dumb shit, that isn't true.
well, okay, guys.
Yeah, except that is
Wow.
true. You're right.
I think memes are more powerful than like the backtrack. No, the backtrack to fix it. So like the Pepe Pains meme for Ludwig. That shit sticks.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in his chat donating $400 to try to get him to play a trail line stream, and then everyone in chat started Pepe painting, and you saw it, and you go, which is very sweet.
And he
zero
never-
effect because I will still be the Pepe Pains guy.
But that is not something that you often do either. Like that's
Yeah, not
that-
a lot.
Actually, many people don't know this.
Why do
That's
you
a
like
good
me so
take.
much?
That's a good take.
Why do you stop them from hitting me?
Okay, this is not a fucking. this is not we know that already. He respects you, and he doesn't other people. That's the main point, and we'll get to that in a second. But like, the Pepe Pains thing is a great example because everyone always went with like, oh, the tier list. That's why Hassan like cried about XQC or whatever. It was not that. A week prior to that, I had actually brought this exact same thing up, where I saw in certain communities, including your chat, people were just like fucking shredding me all the time. And as a content creator, you can very easily just be like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're being ridiculous. You guys are being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Something that I do all the time that, you know, because of my own personal principles. When people, for example, say like, XQC's homophobic. Remember what he did in 2016? I'll be like, that's fucking bullshit, right? Because I know that's not true. And even if we are on good terms or bad terms, doesn't fucking matter. If it's the truth, then I'm going to, you know, address it, respond to it. So that is actually something that I had brought up even before the tier list thing, where I was like, your community is one where like there's a lot of hate that gets farmed, and that turns into legitimate hatred. You might not recognize it as such. You're just thinking like it's just a meme, but that is actually a lot of people out there that like are stalkers, psychos, all these other people that are in these communities like waiting for an opportunity for like someone with a even if it's fake resentment to pop off so that they can weaponize that, which they did.
Okay. I just didn't think it was that far, or like some of these things are that intense. Like,
am I incorrect in this?
I think that for most people it's not. I think for Hassan specifically, it's magnified in a weird way. Pokey too, yeah. But I think you like are a special case where like the fucking fish Farley dog thing. Like consistently, there are people who will attack you for anything that they view as weakness from you. And so if they can take XQC and echo a sentiment to make you feel weak, they'll do it.
What's up, Eastcuff?
And I don't necessarily think that fosters new people. I think it just reinforces the people who are already.
No, but
I'm doing great. How are you?
A lot of drama, even if it's completely manufactured and even if it's bullshit,
Right.
then your brand is forever tarnished with that, because like there are a lot of people who are just not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect them to. Obviously, everybody has
Breakfast.
fucking real lives.
Fucking
And they
midnight,
go,
brother.
Oh, that guy, isn't he problematic? Oh, that guy. He's in a lot of controversy all the fucking time. It's like, it doesn't matter. I didn't fucking make it. I didn't manufacture it, but it's
9/11.
still. Okay, that is that's a valid one, right? No, that is a valid one.
okay,
No, that's I will stand by that.
Don't
That is
forget-
an absolutely valid one, right? Whereas like the house thing, or the car thing, or the fucking Gucci shirt thing, or any number, any tier
Yeah, I mean, during all this, Hassan did have someone telling him to check his ring camera, which, if it's something, is fucking terrifying. Wait, did he say that? Did he say that?
list thing. Like these are all things that blow the fuck up in ways that it's not supposed to. What the fuck? It would never blow up in any other content creator. Like you bought a fucking McLaren, right? You can't even drive it.
Yeah, that's Giga
And-
Chad. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy clap.
And everyone was
McLaren.
like, Giga Chat, easy clap. I buy a fucking Porsche, which is like well within my range of purchase, right? It's like a reasonable car for me to be able to purchase. Everyone's like, dude, fuck this guy. Now, that's not your fault, right? And you're not even leaning into that. But you recognize that's in the space. Same with Pokey. No matter what he does, no matter what Pokey does, people are going to try to fucking twist it in a way because there's like a viable cottage industry of hatred.
Can I say something controversial? I think it's partially okay
Like Vermintide?
to say all those things
I do
about
not.
streamers.
I've
'cause
never
we are
played.
all multimillionaires. I think it's fine to make fun of multi.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
But
There's a
sometimes it gets
line.
Sometimes it gets past because
Yes, there's a line.
If you know for a
That line
fact-
has been crossed many times in ways that I can't even fucking
I'm specifically
mention on this
referring to
stream.
the
True.
things that you brought up of Porsche, Gucci shirt, things like that. I think that is fine to make fun of.
But if I know for a fact that this
That was
would
way over
fuel
one.
like a stalker or something that have bad intentions that go past the computer, right? Or even or too hard going to the computer. You know what I'm saying? Like the extremes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Then I would never do that.
Yes.
Because I agree sometimes I do that. Let's say this room, we're inside this room, right? And this room is just, there's a fire in here, right? Right? And basically what I'm saying is that whenever you're bannering somebody or like attacking them like in small capacity, I know for a fact there's a fire in here, and I could open the door a little bit, right? So that
I love X.
And I feel like
I would say, like, I just love the way X describes shit. He's such a visual, descriptive person.
do something like that, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm opening the door a little bit because I know there's a fucking fire in here, and there's a bunch of people that see things this way. I'm like, hey guys, remember this? Does that make sense?
It's like the Nine Tails gate with Naruto, and you're opening it a little bit for a little bit of chakra.
Yeah, but
Exactly
if
what
I
was
knew it
thinking.
was that dark, then I wouldn't push those boundaries.
Do you think you have a good? Do you think you have a good gauge? Do you think you know how widely the door can be
It's
opened?
decent. It's not fantastic. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I think it's decent.
Do you think you try to improve it? If you know it's bad at certain times,
I generally do.
you do.
Yeah, I think a good example is that was really bad. Okay, the other day. Okay,
You can't think of a
opened up-
single
I was like
Azan
fucking
joke
20
that
hours
doesn't
into
feel
my
the
stream, I opened
stalkers.
up fucking Poke
I've always said that's like my biggest fear, dude. Of working with Hassan, I'm just gonna like catch a stray, like literally. I'm kind of scared.
streams. I was just doing it, and it's just her chair, okay? And then I fucking sniff her chair, okay?
This is bad.
And I was like, oh my god, that is so fucking dumb. And I'm like, I get it that she sees things a certain way. She's not gonna get mad at me, right? Send her a DM, and
You sent her a DM to apologize.
yes.
Oh.
And then I was like, you know what? That was really fucking dumb. If you want to do anything from this point on, I mean, you deserve to have to do whatever you want, right? You can get mad at me publicly. You can have whatever stance, right? I did something wrong in a story. That's just it was kind of fucked up because I know for a fact that in my gauge of knowing how things are on the internet, I know some people are really fucking weird and do really weird shit, right? Like I don't want to make things so weird, but you know, like fucking like tributes or some shit. Like,
Right, yeah.
Disgusting shit.
Yes.
Right. And even though she like
Home tribute.
It's a real thing. It's a real
It is
thing.
a real thing.
Almost
There are
every
so
female
many-
creator deals with it.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, my gauge was really bad, it's like, okay, that was a good meme kind of thing, right? Because I know her and I kind of know like people on a personal
The
level.
meme would have been great 2 months ago.
Yeah, and then I'm like, fuck, wait,
Hilarious even.
people are like this, but like they bring it way past the screen and they go fucking crazy about it. I'm like, wait, that was slightly irresponsible. So that's why I feel like reach out. So I do improve on my meter, and whenever things do go bad, I think I do better nowadays.
Let's keep trying.
Still bad though.
So you apologize for that. Is there anything in the drama with Hassan and that whole situation think you should have apologized for on hindsight that you didn't?
I went way too hard on small stuff. Did I blew out of proportion?
Yes.
Okay, I think everybody could agree to that.
You guys fought for 2 hours, about 38 seconds.
Okay, yes.
That was the second part of it. The first part of it, we were having a less productive and yet more fun overall conversation about like, you know, that was more so content before the serious stuff.
See,
came
I don't
in.
mind that.
Yeah, I don't mind the
then.
I don't mind the other shit where we're like talking about.
But wait,
you.
what are you apologizing for? That's not that thing? Where do you think you went too
No,
hard?
I think he's saying he went too far with the like using clips that Destiny was feeding him that would like already clipped out of fucking context. Look at him smiling. Look at it. Look at it.
Bro, Destiny was in your fucking ear. He was like little
No,
finger.
he literally was like,
Yes.
yes. He was, yeah. He was like getting clips, like bringing up like Gusano and shit, which was so stupid.
Don't say it,
Destiny's such a little fucking weasel, dude. God damn.
please.
And okay,
My mother's Spanish.
cracker.
Okay.
It's my podcast
Whoa!
on YouTube. I can say whatever the
Gets
fuck
on
I
YouTube
want.
and becomes all right. Welcome, right? Welcome.
No, cracker is not all
It's
right.
such a pleasure to have you here.
No,
It's
it's
honestly
damn.
kind of alt-right for him to say that saying crack is alt.
yeah, literally.
We all go around and say our favorite slur on YouTube.
But that was deliberate. That was you know, you were weaponizing whatever you could at that moment. You were angry, you were frustrated. That definitely did go far and way beyond us having a conversation about like me thinking you're a bad friend and you not like reaching out to people ahead of time.
That's
and
for
me
fun
calling
shit.
you out for it, or you saying that like that goes way beyond the pale, like the way I unloaded into you for that. Like that stuff is understandable. We can have a back and forth on that shit, even though people will weaponize
that's
that.
good. That's
Even
good.
though people will weaponize that and like use that against me and like do insane shit, which they always do. But yes, going beyond that and being like, you did not react appropriately to Adriana Lee's like,
that one out of
not even Adriana Lee, sorry, Trainwreck's insane tweet,
Right.
which I still maintain a
Yeah,
position
can
was an
we?
insane one.
So can we then, little insider baseball? What is the dream scenario like for both of you? Because you like instigating, you like
The
drama.
scenario is that whenever things get really fucking things get heated, okay, and like he's getting fed bad information, reacts really badly. I do the same. Then we go offline. We don't send DMs, and then he talks offline chat. Offline chat. He subtweets or tweets on his fucking alt account, and we go balls mode, right?
But that wasn't a subtweet.
fine. That's still fine.
He's saying he likes this. He's saying he likes this. I'm asking for his dream scenario.
Like that balls mode.
So
By the way, that was not a subtweet. I directly called you out. The reason why I did it on my alt account is because my main account's followed by like AOC and senators and shit. They don't know who the fuck you are or any of that stuff.
Dude, what?
So then,
damn, AOC loves the
I
stream.
think that's still in the context, right? Of like, we can save it with a like a half therapy, content driven reconnection.
Yeah, that part
say
is
those, right?
is an understandable conversation that we can have. Yes.
Okay, good.
Even though I do think that it's
I apologize for the things that went wrong, and I still see you as a peer that we could work things out in that way. Is that good?
All right, guys. I'm realizing I'm not commenting on this at all. I'm getting gassed out because late night streams take a lot out of me. So I'm gonna end this here. Damning you out of 14 minutes of reaction. I'm sorry, but I'm all done. Maybe I'll finish the reaction, but probably not. If you're at TwitchCon, say what's up. I'm going to be at TwitchCon. I love you all. Ludwig scuffed the audio. Never forget that. This was Ludwig's fault. I did everything perfectly. And we know what you did, Lud. If he sees this, we know what you fucking did.